Yeah, this was a new development. I think while something like the admission of the African Union was expected, even telegraphed well before the summit, and whereas even some of the other agreed language on debt relief, on sustainable development, and so on, all of that can be advertised as successful, but it doesn't really connect to any concrete outcome so far. It's just, capable, pious platitudes, one might say, which were well done, no problem with it. But at the same time, one could definitely argue that that alone does not give us enough to be celebrating. The India Middle East EU initiative is completely new, not something that was anticipated earlier, and that has tremendous potential for the future, provided it is implemented properly. The worry about many international summits is very often that in our country, we've also seen this, that you have a summit, you focus on agreeing a declaration and you get a triumphant result in terms of agreed language, but then implementation never follows. We've seen, for example, on issues like the availability of development financing or the promises by rich countries to contribute towards climate change efforts in the developing world, that there is excellent language in many summits going back 15 years, but none of this has actually been implemented. The sun's promise has never come and action has not resulted. So I would say on this one, it's a welcome initiative, but the proof of the pudding, as the cliche goes, is in the eating. We will have to see how well this is implemented in our country and in the other countries that are part of this initiative.
So, Sherpa, Amitabh Kant, in a tweet on Delhi Declaration consensus.
Yeah, I'm in touch with both Amitabh Kant, the G20 Sherpa, and with our foreign minister, and I would congratulate them because what they have done is certainly very, very good for India. It is not easy to pull off a diplomatic negotiation like this. They both seem to have put in a lot of hard effort, and I think one should give credit where credit is due. Some of the other things that I've expressed to you, which are less positive, I've also expressed to them. But as far as the achievement of actually squaring the circle, which is an impossible task almost, on Ukraine is concerned, it's really very, very impressive. Because for 9 months, we were genuinely facing at every one of, for example, the finance ministers meeting, the foreign ministers meeting, etc. There was no agreement. And the positions seemed to be getting farther apart rather than closer together. So it really was an extremely effective achievement to pull this off. And I will not hesitate to compliment those led by Amitabh Kant and Foreign Minister Jaishankar. I will not hesitate to compliment those who worked hard to pull this off because it wasn't an easy thing to pull off.